back to Serendipity Intended. My name is Tracy Ann, and today is day 18 of the Junk Journal July 2025 challenge. The prompt is torn, and I am really looking forward to this page. I'm using this left side page as my color inspiration, and the 3 pages that follow it I'm going to turn into a tiered pocket. And so right now I'm going through and I'm marking approximately where I want to tear each page off to create the 3 pockets so that I don't use too much paper to cover things up. I pulled a stash of papers that I thought might be interesting, some of which I've used before and others of which I just thought could be interesting with the page opposite. And I ended up choosing that pink floral, the green, and then a sort of industrial looking black landscape digital that I printed from another challenge that I did last year. I wonder, as you're doing your pages, if you test things out the way that I am, or whether you are just fearless and put colors down and figure it out afterwards. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. I realized here that the strip was slightly shorter than my page. Now I did use the paper trimmer here, mostly because I wanted the bottom edge to be flush with the edge of the paper. See there, and then I took a bit, it's a 2-sided paper, so I just took another piece of it and used the back side in between to make up the difference. This was definitely a situation where I had a problem and the solution to my problem ended up being even better than what I had originally planned to do. So the next of my 3 pocket pages is going to be a little bit taller. So again, I went through and figured out approximately where I wanted to place that paper, and then decided I wanted a little bit more black and a little bit less of the white showing. And then I did trim this again because I wanted the top and bottom edges to be clean since I was making the pockets. My highly precise measuring method. Now remembering these are going to be pockets, so the bottom edge of that pocket you won't actually see. So it's here marking the approximate height again for when I tore them off later. And I did end up tearing that and then realizing that was dumb. I needed it a little smoother. Now I decided, since this pocket was mostly inside, that I would just glue down the very top edge and then just use the Yoo-Hoo glue for the facing side. The rest of that pocket you're not even going to see, so it doesn't need to be extra sturdy. So then I decided that the pink was probably dry enough, and I was gonna tear it straight, and then at the last minute I decided to tear it at a bit of an angle. So you can see I purposely did not tear it straight. I did end up with a little more white than I wanted, but again, that's okay. So you can start to see the pockets taking shape there. I did go back and take some of that white off. Oh, and yeah, when I tore it, a piece of the underneath page ended up staying, and I didn't like that at all, so I had to get that off. Cleaning up a little bit of that extra white, and then yeah, definitely decided the solid green was better. It's hard to believe we're already at day 18. I've still managed to stay on track with each of the days, and I'm feeling pretty proud of myself for doing that. It's so hard to maintain producing something every single day. How are you doing with that? If you're not doing so well, definitely don't beat yourself up about it. I think sometimes it's really hard to trim that side, just being right-handed, and so I ended up just folding that edge over and maybe making that part of the page on the other side, or maybe covering it up later. Still to be determined. Now, when I tore this, I definitely wanted to be able to see the Good Trouble label that I had put on the page behind the pockets. So that's why I tore it where I did. So then the next thing was to glue down the sides of each page to create the pockets. I decided not to put any adhesive at the bottom of the pocket. I'm not planning on storing tiny things in this pocket, and so I think that the rings of the spiral binding will be enough to hold anything that I put in the pockets in place. Now doing the same with the sides of the front pocket. So all that was left to finish the pockets off was to remove the backing from the double-sided tape and glue down the sides of the pocket. And then I did the same with the front page. So visually, it just creates a single page, but you end up with a set of pockets. And then, of course, the label for today, just as I've done with every other page in this challenge, to remember what the prompt was. I've been having so much fun with this label maker. And then I decided that that little spot that was kind of an accident was the perfect place to put the title. The whole thing didn't fit, but I was able to fit the words, so I just trimmed it up and placed the number 18 above the words, and it worked out perfectly. I thought I was done at this point, turned off the video camera, and then remembered I forgot to include the butterfly from the beginning. And so I turned the camera back on after I'd attached the butterfly, just so that you could see what that looked like. And there it is here. It makes a great page turner. I also made a little tag to insert it with that radish picture because I loved it a lot. I hope you had fun watching this video. Make a great day.